Democratic Republic of Congo. Former President Joseph Kabila has returned to Goma, the capital of North Kivu province. This after years of self-imposed exile and retreat from frontline politics. His arrival follows a controversial move by the Congolese Senate to lift his immunity, and this possibly paves the way for prosecution on charges of treason, and that's what's being reported. This comes amid accusations by Kinshasa's government that Kabila has ties to the M23 rebel movement, which continues to destabilize the eastern part of the country. To help us understand the implications of these developments and what they might mean, we're now joined by our correspondent in Goma, Jimmy Shukrani Bakonera. Jimmy, thanks very much indeed for joining us. Let's start with the mood on the ground in Goma. Has former President Kabila been welcomed by the locals?
Well, thank you, Peter. Just as you say, the former president is in Goma, and as you can remember, in the latest time, he was just supposed to arrive, but according to his communication team, they say that Kabila didn't come in Goma. But for now, the information was confirmed by the IFM 23 leaders that confirms that Kabila is in Goma, even if there is no picture which have been taken when he was on the ground to show the reality if really Kabila is in Goma. But the coordinator of the IFM 23 confirms that the former president is here in Goma. So he didn't approached by maybe some leaders because he came in the night of Sunday, according to the M23, and they are supposing that maybe he will talk to people here in Goma in the coming days, even if the other social cautious could maybe invited by him just in order to understand him and to understand what's the problem which people are facing here in Goma and in the part of North Kivu. According to people here in Goma on the ground, they are happy. Some of them, they are happy to understand that the former president is in Goma because, you know, Kabila led this country about 8 years. So they are waiting maybe the resolution of a conflict here in the eastern part of DRC, the part which is torn by insecurity and others. As the one who have experienced, people are expecting that he will maybe give some solution because he knows very well this country. And when he was a president, he always liked to travel to Goma and other parts of eastern DRC. Maybe our listeners can know that Kabila has much things to do here in Goma because he has great farms in the Masisi territory. Is an area which is good in agriculture. Kabila has many farms there, and his arrival here in Goma, people are expecting that is maybe the end of the problems and the end of issues due to social, economic, which are facing, especially in Goma and Bukavu.
Has he said anything publicly about his party suspension and also the lifting of the immunity that he's enjoyed as a former president?
Not yet, because since he was talking to population of DRC due to the speech which he held last Friday, there is no other thing which I've said publicly because right now we are talking, and I didn't see him, but they are confirmed that he is here, and I didn't see him because he didn't talk to local press here, and So we don't know what's his reaction about his lifting of his immunity, but we have to wait only maybe in the coming days as announced at the authorities of M23 that they will talk to public in the coming days. We are waiting. Just I mean that will be one of the questions which maybe as journalists will ask him, I think.
Do we know if he's trying to make a political comeback? Has there been any indication that he wants to put himself on the front line? We know that he's been talking about being concerned about peace, but becoming a politician full on?
Yes, as you remember in his speech, Kabila just announced that he is able to put end to the dictator. The one which he called a dictator regime is the government of Kinshasa. Even if there is just opposite side, according to that word that he was gonna put end to the dictator, because he gave 12 points. One of them is to put end to the dictator and to put end to insecurity and to restoring state authority in the whole country, which have been abandoned by the government. So, according to that which have said, it shows very well that it's a political comeback because even on his social media, he announced that really he is very able and available to save the country in the issues, especially in the insecurity issues which the country is in after he's leaving the presidency. But this really it shows that it's a comeback in politics because to arrive in his country via the city of Goma, a city which is controlled by them 23, something like it was just a great challenge. In the people say that maybe if he could pass, he could use Kinshasa or Lubumbashi, where the government is controlled, he could be seized by the justice. But right now, he chose better to arrive via the Goma city in the eastern part of DRC, which he said it's abandoned by the authorities of Kinshasa. It means that it's a comeback in politics, and people are expecting maybe this comeback could be a source of solutions to some problems which they are traversing since 6 years since Joseph Kabila, the former president, have lived at the presidency.
So, who's in charge of Goma at this time, the city that former President Kabila finds himself in?
Really, since his arriving, you can imagine that maybe I will share you the pictures. The city is very, very calm, as you can differently by the passing days before his arriving. Right now, the city is very calm, and we are expecting maybe that he is just giving some order maybe to secure the city, and even the people who have just claimed his arriving, maybe they gonna just respite this peace. So right now the city is calm, and the problem is that it didn't been showed in the public, but the city is very calm.
Is the city still under the control of the M23?
Sorry?
Is the city still under the control of the M23?
Of course, Goma is the capital of the North Kivu. Is still controlled by the M23, of course.
And I suppose this feeds into the idea that if he can travel easily into Goma, that maybe there is a connection with the M23 rebels that President Kabila has. Has any evidence come forward to support that?
Yes, I tried to ask that question to the representative of his party, the PPRD, but they said that Kabila is coming just to to resolve problems, not to confirm that he's just there is a relation between him and the M23. But some political analysts, they said he is confirming that his position, as said in Kinshasa. Kinshasa accuses him that he's a collaborator of some armed group, including M23, but his entourage, his party, he don't confirm that. Even him, he didn't confirm him. But in his speech, Peter, if you can remember, in his speech, he said that the M23 is an armed group which defending people who speak Kinyarwanda, and this can be maybe the one of the word which can confirm his relation, but we are only expecting. We don't know if he have a great relation, but he said that M23 is a Congolese group who defending a given people.
Jimmy, we're going to have to leave it there. As always, thanks so much indeed for your update.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you. That's Jimmy Shukrani Bakonera, who's our correspondent in the east of the DRC, where there are mixed reports about whether former President Kabila is actually there or not, but it does seem that he's definitely on the ground, but he's not making too many public appearances at this stage. And speculation continues. Is he involved with the M23? Is he making a political comeback? What is the significance of him traveling to DRC and the east of the country at this time, especially with the government lifting his immunity and possibly facing criminal charges? It's 8 o'clock Central African time. I'm Peter Ndoro. You are listening to Channel Africa, where we are broadcasting live from our studios in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Good morning, I'm Asanda Beta. If you've just joined us, well, thank you for doing that. We are with you for another hour of informing you in terms of what's happening on the continent and around it. 8 o'clock though now, it means